What we got was the best feedback I'd ever seen from a teaching programme. It was, this is making me change. My name is James Kerfer. I'm Vice Principal at Chilwell Sports and Science Academy. It was a real problem, was teachers actually, the common problems they faced were things like not understanding what outstanding or good lessons actually look like anymore. They felt like Ofsted kept moving the goalposts. They felt like they were unclear of what they needed to do. There was some resentment. So we came across the outstanding teaching intervention. And what I liked about it just in the initial phase was it was the first time I'd ever thought of CPD in a very different way. Not a one day in a hotel inset, but actually some people who would stay around and work with small groups of teachers for a longer period. What was really interesting is staff started to approach me and ask me for the training and say, I've heard about this excellent outstanding teaching intervention, can I go on it? The process obviously I like immensely. The process is a couple of hours of quality training with a small group, followed by a videoed observation, and all the objections that staff normally had to observations were taken away because the quality of the trainer was to get the staff to buy into that programme. It was then followed with some really challenging one-to-one coaching conversations with someone with the time to put it in and the skills to put those conversations in place. There's a short-term belief that you can take teachers from good to outstanding in a day. It doesn't happen like that.
I did it 5 years ago. I'm Anna Shawcroft, I'm the subject leader for drama and I work at St John Bosco Arts College. There are definite elements in there that just totally transform the way in which the students are thinking. They are active participants in their own learning rather than me trying to get them to learn. After going through the programme, it seems that the only way to sort of get the best out of students is to use some of the methods and strategies that that I've learned along the programme, and that without them you would be really struggling in order to allow each pupil to achieve their potential.
But what they actually do, the Outstanding Teaching Intervention has taken the quite complex chunk of text that is the Ofsted Outstanding Teaching Criteria and demystified it. They've broken it down into key elements, so for example challenge, and then the absolutely outstanding piece of thinking is to look at what is a ladder of challenge, what is outstanding teaching in terms of challenge. There are resources and practical tools for teachers to use in the classroom the next day. There's conversations with teachers about high levels of challenge and what it actually means. And it's forced teachers to rethink what they thought high levels of challenge were. We've got teachers now who are teaching year 11 classes and putting A-level work in front of them. They're more confident to do that.
I'm Rob Hodgson. I'm a PE teacher at Days High School and I've taught here for 4 years. A lot of courses that I've been on, it's here's the information, go away. This one was here's the information. What do you think about it? How does that relate to you? Have you got any ideas? Do you think this will work? And that for me was a really good sign of good professional development. The big thing for me is I now know that it is easy to get a lesson, to create a lesson or develop a lesson to get students to be more independent and more actively engaged. What I've found is that I no longer look at my bottom set year 7s as bottom set year 7s. I look at them as students who have the potential to actually learn a level up. And the whole course for me was, the biggest hitting thing for me was, can I level up my topics to get them to be extended? And when you sit down and you think, well actually, I've got a year 7 scheme of work, I've got to go through this. I had, on my second observation, I threw out the year 7 scheme of work and started teaching bottom set year 7s, things I would do in year 9.
I'm Helene McGlone. I'm a teacher of English and also a teacher of media here at Days High in Maghull. I find it interesting watching the videos, especially because you're so busy as a teacher focusing on what you need to do and what the kids should be doing, that it was interesting to find out how the class worked when my back was turned. So that gave me a lot of insight into that. Rather than me planning the lesson totally with me in control, myself doing all the work, really it's leaving the kids to do the work, which is really what you should be doing.
Straight away I'm seeing what I've done wrong, what I can try and improve. I've got levels that I can gauge it against. I'm Andy Jones, I'm the ICT vocational coordinator at Days High School. There's lots of different ideas like 3-minute motivators, which helped started us getting them engaged in the lesson, little activities that pupils can do right at the start, just to get their brains thinking, stop and questioning. And I really enjoyed the fact that that I could fail.
Yeah, I think this sends a powerful message to staff that there is a culture of reflective practice, and actually we're giving them permission to take risks and permission to make mistakes. It's so important to have that in staff, and I think this programme encourages staff to do that. And in fact, the powerful message from the trainers is the only way you can fail the outstanding teaching and intervention is if you don't engage with the programme and take those risks. So it sends a very powerful message that senior leaders are asking you to try new things, be innovative and creative in the classroom, trial new resources and share best practice, which is obviously a key message for everybody.
They can actually walk the talk, which is incredibly important for teachers. They're busy. My name's Brian Shannon and I am Director of Teaching and Learning at Days High School. I see in staff across the school now a willingness to try new things, to step off a little more than they normally do. They're willing to experiment and they're willing to get things wrong, which is handy really, because that's what we're asking the students to do every day, because we learn from getting things wrong. The staff have become a lot more accepting of that.
Oh, I would definitely recommend it. My name's Donna McNeil and I am a teacher of geography in St John Bosco. Now the focus, it's just normal day-to-day practice where the girls or the kids in school will put more effort into the lesson really. It's more 70-30, 80-20 on effort in the classroom, and that has directly come from the Outstanding Teaching Programme.
Wholeheartedly, I would say to anyone to put themselves out there and to do this.
The beauty of this methodology is that it's all proof. It kind of grows itself. So once it's out there, more and more staff are becoming involved, and we have conversations around school about teaching more and more often on corridors, in classrooms, in the staff room, which is a new thing. It's a cultural shift.
And what's happening is the culture is changing from one where senior leaders tell you to improve to one where staff ask how they can improve. And staff constantly striving to improve and reflecting on their practice is the key to driving school teaching.
I think that the difference before and now is I've now got more resourceful learners in my class. They still need me. That's what I'm employed to do. They still need me to guide them and correct misconceptions. But they're more resourceful in terms of they don't always look to me for the answers.
Naturally, the teaching and the Outstanding Teacher Programme go hand in hand together.
This programme brings value for money because it's the only thing in 17 years of doing this that I can evidence that changes teachers' practice in the long term.